This is going to be a video on testing and repairing these circuit boards. These are for an electric fence box, a 100 mile Zareba type. There's 3 boards here. They're not one assembly, they're 3 separate boards. The American Farmworks 120 mile, the Blitzer, Red Snapper, 5-stroke, Zareba, oh god, what are the International, all those Super 5000, whatever, all those 100 mile types, all their main boards inside all look like this for the most part. Customer sent me just the boards only. I guess he tested everything else out and said everything else was good, so we're going to go through these boards, see if we can get them fixed up, and we'll have to hardwire on a power cord, a capacitor, and a transformer onto this to make sure that the repairs that we did do to this are actually fixing the issue and they actually work. So that's one thing we might be running into. So the first thing I like to do, I like to pull that board off, because usually the problem's in this board, well, any of the boards really, but if I need to desolder and fix things on this board, I got to get to the back side first, and this board's in the way. So I don't know what the thing was doing. I don't have the transformer or nothing, and here to hook onto it. So I'm going to check. I don't know what the Zareba calls it. I call this a thermal protection board. I'm sure it does some other stuff, but it's got some thermal protection stuff on there, kind of like a fuse. But we're going to ohm out all this stuff and see what we get out of it. That one's good. That one's bad. That one's good. That one's bad. That one's good. So this one, you got to fix a couple things on that board. And then we're going to test these. There's 3 SCRs, 2 diodes, and 2 resistors. We're going to test those diodes first, the small ones. The small little diodes here. We're going to check these. Check this one here first. That one's good. And then we'll go over here to the same thing. That one's good. And we'll check the resistors as well, since, let's see, that, I forget what ohms that is, but I think it's a 10. Yeah, close enough. Close enough. Now we'll check these big SCRs. And those 2 are good. Bottom one's bad. And then sometimes there are issues that come up with this this longer board here. While you start off doing, before I start replacing stuff, I look at the traces on here, make sure that none of them are burnt, broken. And then I look for any discoloration on this piece here. I am going to check this big diode out right there. So we're going to, that was good. Alright, so far at the moment, we've got 1 bad SCR, and a couple of the thermal things on there are bad, so we're going to desolder those and get those off there. Popped up off there. Actually grab a hold of them. don't stock theirs. Well, the ones that they use, they don't sell you just those component parts. I use a different style from that other brands used to use. What I do is try to center it. Bend the leads over. Get those smashed up against the two resistors there. Come on. Alright, that board's done. And we'll go over to this board. I'm going to desolder off the bottom SCR. That's the one that tested bad out of all of them. Come on. Ow. So should be able to wiggle and pull it off there. Ow. One thing I did notice was this tab right there is a little tarnished up. Let's see if we can clean it. If it doesn't clean it very well, then we'll probably have to replace that tab there. Come on. Let's solder on new ones here. Alright. So now all I need to go grab is a capacitor and a transformer and a power cord to plug on these tabs just so I can power this thing up and run it and see what it does. Alright, I got the power cord. The power cord goes... I'm doing this off of memory because I don't have another one in front of me, but I'm pretty certain the power cord goes up here on these two here. The transformer input side connects on here, and the big capacitor plugs up right there. So I'm going to go grab that stuff. Alright, I got a couple different capacitor for a speed right unit of some sort. It's not the right size microfarads wise, but it's good enough to make it run, and for this application anyways. And then I've got a transformer out of a Power Wizard unit. And the reason why I didn't want to go find a different style because these ones already had the prongs and clips and things already on there. So we're just going to plug that on here. God, I hope this is all that's wrong with it. If it doesn't fix it, then we got other issues. And I'll have to dick with this thing some more. Alright. And the output, of course, is going to be right here, which would go to your fence and ground. So let's plug this in. Power strip is off and plug it in. Alright, probably not going to be as loud as a factory one is because this transformer is encased in an epoxy versus the other one. But it turns power on, see what happens. Alright, it's got more issues. It's got a really fast fire. So something else is wrong somewhere. Alright. Well, that's my gut tells me that probably could be two things. It's in the long board, I'm certain of that. It's going to be that small SCR number 4 it says on there. Now this board has probably got a bunch of charge built up in it, most likely. So this capacitor's probably charged up. The yellow ones are probably all charged up, so I'm going to discharge these with this big resistor. Going to bleed it off there because I don't want to accidentally get bit by this. Come on. Alright, let's see what SCR that is. I don't even know. See if any of these ones I have are they it. Probably not. Can't even frickin' read it. I need better light. I think that's it right there. Only other thing it could be would be this chip right here. This processor, microcontroller, or whatever the hell it is. So, but let's first change out that bigger, small SCR there. Alright, looks like it's these three tabs right there. It was going about a mile a minute on the clicking, which is way too fast. And there could be other things wrong, but that's part of the timing circuit there as well, so we're going to try that first. It does the same thing that we've got more issues with this board. I don't know how much more deeper I can get on that board. Let's power it up. There it goes. Hear it clicking. I said it is a lot quieter because we're using a different style of transformer in it. This one's a casing and an epoxy, so it muffles the sound. And I think this transformer puts out about 6,000 to 7,000 volts with this transformer, so it's powered up. Yep. So that's right where this one should be with this transformer. So the boards that all the parts that we put on this board and repairs that we did to it, what the customer sent in is fine. Like I said, this isn't the right capacitor size, not the right transformer for this application, but it does work because it's made for electric fence boxes of a bigger size, so it does work. And so that for testing wise, everything that we've done is right. So I'm gonna discharge everything here in a minute. I'm gonna write the customer up for the repairs, and we'll get these boards back to them here in the next few days. And so if you got a Zareba 100 mile that is not working right, you can either send us a whole unit, or if you want to send us just the boards, we'll go through the boards for you and test things out, and we can fix the boards for you. As long as they're not too burnt up and bad, we can usually bring these boards back to life. Now, the boards aren't always the issue. There's sometimes the transformer goes bad, and that causes the boards to go bad. So don't bite off more than you can chew. If you think you're not testing anything right, then stop where you're at and then send me the whole unit, or send me the transformer with the boards and keep everything else with you, and we'll wire up something like this, what we did here. So, all right, well, that's it for now. Until next time, we'll see you later on.